Hi gang, Jesse here at EC Auto Repair. That's a really loud truck that just drove by. Anyhow, as you can see, I get super easily distracted, especially when it's big trucks and loud trucks that go by. But hey, thanks for joining in as you watch this video and you begin to hear the words that are coming from my mouth, and we're just gonna have a little conversation. You cool with that? Let's have a little conversation about getting your car to 200,000 miles. So one of the things that I've addressed is why in the past is why do so many cars break down 120,000 miles? And if you want to know more about that, I'll actually post that video in the links so you can go and watch that video. Super great video. There was a lot of interaction on it. I went really deep diving into why a lot of cars break down 120,000 miles. That's not this video. Now that we got you to 120,000 miles, what does it look like to get to 200,000 miles and maybe even beyond? But you know, baby steps, right? So how can I get to 200,000 miles? So there's a lot of services that come due at 100,000 miles. All your major flushes, if they've not been done at every 30,000 miles as we've instructed and educated y'all to do or recommended that you do, then of course those definitely have to be done. I'm highly encouraging you that those cannot go any farther. Those fluid exchanges have to happen. There's also, you know, different components that the manufacturers are going to recommend that be checked, as well as if it's a car with a timing belt, it's time for a timing belt service. If it's a car with spark plugs, which almost every car has spark plugs, it's time for what people call a tune-up. So it's time to handle that. And then that gets you going for the next 100,000 miles, especially if you can do that all at once. But say you come in and you do the timing belt, and then you can't afford to do the tune-up, or you don't have the means or the time to do the tune-up at that point, then let's roll that off another week or two and get that taken care of later on, right? And then what does it really take to get to 200,000 miles? Well, quick question, how did you get to the first 100,000 miles? Right? A little bit of maintenance, you know, regularly scheduled oil changes, a couple sets of tires, maybe a set of brakes in between there, right? Sometimes on some vehicles, depending on your driving conditions and your driving habits, how much you drive, what kind of roads you drive on, stuff like that, there's going to be some suspension components that need to be addressed, right? Some suspension component repairs such as ball joints, control arms, shocks, struts, the such like, you know, that can seem like quite a chunk of change up front. And generally it is quite a chunk of change. I've seen a full-blown suspension repair run anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500, and on light-duty pickups sometimes even more, right? But just picture it this way, right? The suspension repair is going to get you another 150,000 miles, because most of the time suspension lasts at least 150,000 miles. There again, depending on driving conditions, and sometimes much farther. But even if it's $2,500 for a suspension repair, the suspension repair costing $2,500, the reality of it is, though, is how many car payments is that on a new vehicle? What, 3, maybe 4 at the most, right? So we can literally, in stages, keep your vehicle running so that you get the most benefit out of that vehicle in a given life cycle. We ultimately have a goal of getting you to 300,000 miles, but in this video, let's just get to 200,000 miles. Some people don't want to be in their vehicle anymore after that. Some people have an accountant and they have their own business or whatever, and they have tax reasons that vehicle is depreciated out, and it only makes sense to get a different vehicle and move forward, right? Other people that are simply just needing a great source of transportation, you do some great maintenance, you do some scheduled repairs, you're able to literally build a plan so that your vehicle will last for 200, maybe even farther on the mileage. Come in today, come visit with my team. We would love to build a package for you and your driving habits and your goals. That's really what it boils down to, is what's your goals, what's your outcome with this vehicle. That's really what's important. Once we know what you want to accomplish with your vehicle, then we can pretty well design a package based on that to get you wherever the road of life takes you. And I'll see you in the next video.